Good morning, Russell here, dog walking author. We have both the pups here with me today. Today we have another controversy from the writing community. And this one has to do with the number of books an author needs to read every year to be considered a good author, whatever that means. Look, I firmly believe that an author or a writer should enjoy reading. It's a little strange to say, hey, I want to write a book, but I can't stand reading. It doesn't make much sense. So can we just leave it that authors, writers should also be readers? I don't think there'd be much controversy. But on social media, we always have to quantify things and put things in definitive, absolute terms. A writer must write 25 or read 25 books a year. Or I saw another post where someone said the average person should read 60 books a year. And I would expect an author to triple that. So authors need to be reading at least 180 books a year. And I say nonsense. I don't know where they're even pulling these numbers out of. I guess out of their butt. I don't know. Because I don't know that there's any exact study that correlates number of books you've read to whether you can be a successful author or not. If there are, I haven't seen them. And there are so many other nuances and factors at play. People have different aptitudes, learning speeds. People have different life experiences. I do believe that writing is a skill that can have a natural talent. I think some people are better than others. Therefore, they don't need to practice or read as much as somebody else to be just as good. Then there's also the factor of what kind of books are you reading? Do magazines count? How many magazines count as a book? What about if you're reading comic books? They don't take that into account. And then they never talk about writing itself. Look, if you want to be a writer, you should also practice writing, but they only talk about reading. And that's why I say phooey. Yes. Can we just say you should practice writing and you should read books if you want to be a good author? Leave it at that. Get rid of all these other things and just go with that. That's my advice for the day. That's my stance. Have a good one, everyone. Wanted to pop back on to say something else that's never mentioned when it comes to being an author and reading books. And that's in watching movies and TV shows. Yes, I know it's a different medium, but it's still storytelling. Movies and TV shows still have plotting, pacing, structure, character development, dialogue, world building, all things that can aid a writer or an author in crafting their story. So although you may not necessarily be reading a ton of books, if you've watched a lot of movies and TV shows, that can also be helpful. I'm not saying it takes the place of reading, but it's just another factor of where somebody can gain storytelling and the ability to craft a good story. Anyway, wanted to add that in there.